All right, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some more anime shopping, this time in Osaka's Denden Town, and we're going to see how it stacks up to Akiba in Tokyo. So the day started off at Namba Parks, which is like the main shopping mall in Osaka, and then I headed over to Denden Town. And as soon as I got to Denden Town, I could definitely tell it was a way more chill vibe, definitely a lot more otaku just walking around. Started off the day at this Animate, just like we did in Akihabara. And as soon as I got into Animate, I could also tell it was a different vibe in here. Definitely a lot less touristy, a lot more aimed at actual otaku, which is kind of going to be the theme of Denden Town, as we'll see. A lot of boys love stuff in here as well in the front of the store. It seemed like it was a lot more girls shopping in here compared to Akihabara. So I saw this boys love section here, which was really interesting. Also, this series looked pretty cool to me. Kind of reminded me of Skip to Loafer a little bit. And then I really love this Roshidere cutout of the little sister. This Shy promotional poster is pretty cool. And then I was mainly looking for Undead Girl Murder Farce. That's actually the main thing that I came in this store for. Sadly, I went in this store and several others across Japan, and I could not find Undead Girl Murder Farce. Everybody told me they didn't have it, which really sucks. I headed over to the new release section, and there was a lot of stuff over here that I ended up picking up. A lot of these series I don't know, but I just looked at the art, like I'm looking at this here, and picked it up because cute girls, right? What else do you need? There's Mahoko over there, a couple other series that I picked up here. My Tiny Senpai, one of the most underrated shows of this year and one of my favorite shows from last season. I absolutely love the art on this. So I picked up a few volumes of this. I think I got the first and the most recent volume. A couple series over here that I don't know. I don't think I know any of these actually. Has some really interesting art. Tondemo Skill. I couldn't get into this show at all, man. A lot of people liked it, the cooking isekai, but it's just meh to me. But this is the good stuff here. Onimai, which is currently my anime of the year. It's definitely gonna be in the running for sure. I've done videos on it talking about why I think it's so great, and y'all should check it out. But I picked up a few volumes of this. Also got a really cool poster of Kanade from there. I Won't Sleep With You for Free is one of the best Yuri erotica series out there. It is extremely degenerate. Yuru Camp, I didn't get any volumes of this. I think the section back here was a little more expensive. The Made in Abyss manga there. And then this entire section dedicated to Shikamori, which one of my good anime Twitter mutuals would really appreciate. I don't know how this series is so popular, but it definitely has an audience. Edomai Elf, Zom 100 there. Tempuru, Tengoku Daimoku, which of course is gonna be in the anime of the year runnings. Aono Orchestra there. Yushiga Shinda. Picked up volumes of all of these, by the way. Bochi to Rock I didn't get, which I kind of regret now. Here's the new release section. So you've got some ReZero stuff. Looks like Hikakamare is in there. A couple other series. On this side, some more new releases. Apothecary Diaries is right there. I know I got a volume of that as well. Let's see what else we have over here. I'm not familiar with any of these series, but I really like the art on this one. So I think I bought it. And then over here, oh, Chiramane, picked that up. That's one of my favorite ongoing light novel series, getting an anime. Brunhild and Princess Knight. Brunhild, I believe, just got licensed by Yen Press, so if you want to read that in English, you'll be able to do so pretty soon. It's also the 30th anniversary of Degenki Bunko. So a lot of the series, like when you buy the stuff from Animate, they would give you these promotional bookmarks and whatnot. So I got some of that for buying 86. Some cool art here. A ton of Yozitsu stuff out here. Now, I was in Japan right before volume 10 came out, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to get volume 10. I did pick up volume 9.5, and I think a couple other volumes in Japanese that are not in English. But the English translation is actually going pretty quickly these days. So they should actually be on volume 10 by next year. Don't even really need to learn Japanese for that one. The assassin is already dead. Tamoshi, I'm good off of that. The anime adaptation was just so meh for that. 86 volume 12, I believe, is the latest volume that also just came out in English. If you want to read that one, I picked that up. They had a ton of stuff dedicated to The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, which of course also just swept the Kono light novel ga Sugoi rankings. I don't know how it did it, but it's very popular. Kame no Hoshiran, which is one of my favorite shows from this season. More Yacht Kano stuff. Dark Gathering. I think this was a Shonen Jump section, so you had a lot of stuff from Undead Unluck. Jujutsu Kaisen, of course, Dark Gathering, and of course Kame no Hoshiran. I ended up getting several volumes of Dark Gathering. And by the way, watch Dark Gathering if you're not already. Definitely one of the best horror anime out there. Now, I don't know what this stuff is, but I saw Mami Dami there with the tummy, and it definitely caught my eye. I think I bought a volume of this. I haven't even opened all my bags from Japan yet, so that's why I'm a little confused on what I got. I think that's from Ao no Hako, that little panel there. Speaking of Ao no Hako, just got an anime adaptation announced. I haven't read it, but a lot of people praise it, and it seems to be one of the better Jump series. So Oshinoko Volume 11 I picked up. And the art on this was really tempting, especially Volume 5 there with the girl with the white hair and the little red witch hat. Chain Soldier also getting an anime in January, I believe. I read it, but only for the plot. Shangri-La Frontier. For some reason, these volumes were really expensive. I guess they came with these little collector's items. I picked up one volume of that, but that's about it. They had a cool little Type Moon section over here. Amiya-san Gohan. Strange Fake, which just got an OVA and a full anime that's coming soon. Highly recommend to check that out. Sawano snapped on the OST as usual. Kara no Kyokai light novel, I picked that up. I think I got volume 1 of that. And then you had a bunch of other Type Moon stuff. Next to it is the Bungo Stray Dogs section. You had all the Bungo Stray Dogs manga, as well as the light novels. And how crazy was that latest season of Bungo Stray Dogs? We're now totally caught up to the manga, so it's going to be a long time before we get more into anime, sadly. Aishiteru o Game, Owara Setai, one of the best ongoing romance stories without a doubt, and one of my favorite manga of all time. I don't read much manga, I'm a light novel guy, but I really love this one. I just love how the author handled the romance in it. Yushiga Shinda, one of the most underrated shows of the year. Picked up that. A couple of Cuckoos. I don't know why I torture myself by continuing to read that. Kano Kano, season 2 airing this season. I was really excited to get into that. Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence is another one of the most underrated shows of the year. So cute, and the art is so beautiful on this. Definitely some of my favorite manga art. Moving on over, we had a Tokyo Revenger section, which you'll have pretty much everywhere. It is super popular in Japan, especially among girls. Yofukashi no Ota, Call It a Night. I really need to start reading this. I love the anime so much and how it handled teen angst and whatnot. I need to read that. Kanokari Volume 33 I picked up because, yeah, the front cover, it looked nice. Blue Lock section, Bokuyaba. I for sure got a couple volumes of that. I'm not sure which ones I got. Deki Neko, another one of the most underrated shows of the year. Highly recommend everyone check that out. Such a cute show, wholesome. Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague, one of the best adult workplace romances out there. So if you want some adult-oriented romance, check that one out. These are all newer series. I think they all kind of just have got started. So I picked up a few of these. I'm not really sure what they're about. Haven't read them yet. I went up to the second floor, and on the second floor, it was a lot of merchandise going on up here. You had a lot of acrylic stands like you're seeing of Megumin and the Konosuba girls. Also some stuff from Tomozaki, the Tomozaki anniversary. I'm really excited for season 2 of that, by the way. One of my favorite light novels. The Megami Terrace girls here. A lot of acrylic stands. Some Kagejitsu stuff. Also really popular in Japan is Eminence of Shadow. Bokuyaba stuff. Oh yeah, these are cute down here. There's so much cute merchandise that you can find in Animate. It's not just all light novels and manga. Especially this one in Denden Town, I found that they had a lot more merchandise compared to the one in Akihabara. A ton of Love Live stuff. Love Live is so big in Japan. It's a shame that it never really caught on in the West like that. But I guess Westerners don't really know about idol culture like that, so it makes sense. Tokyo Revengers. Ton of Tokyo Revengers plushies. My mom actually picked up one of those. They had a little pachinko machine upstairs as well. Jujutsu Kaisen merchandise. Also extremely popular in Japan. I don't know what this was from. Like I said before, they had a lot of boys love stuff. These Oshinoko acrylic stands were really cute. I actually have an acrylic cutout of Ai from Oshinoko in my PC build on top of my GPU. I think it's that one there actually. Dakimakura from Kagejitsu. I have a Yui from Origairu Dakimakura, but I don't have the actual pillow because they don't sell the pillows really outside of Japan that often. Cool little Ayakashi Triangle section over here. It's a shame Ayakashi Triangle, I believe the manga kind of got axed recently. I definitely know it ended, and I'm pretty sure Kentaro was kind of pressured to end it because I don't think it sold that well. Even with the anime, it didn't get that much of a boost. But there was a couple people in the aisle who were gathering all of this Ayakashi Triangle stuff up. These two teenage boys. So it definitely has an audience with some people. A bunch of Gotoben stuff here. More Gotoben stuff. Extremely popular in Japan. Here's some more idols. Don't know who they're supposed to be, but more idol stuff down here. And then more idols over here. This floor also had a lot of arts and crafts stuff. So if you're creative and you want arts and crafts that are anime themed, you could get some from this floor of Animate. Ton of Nikkei stuff. I really need to get in the Nikkei for the plot, of course. Some other magnets and trinkets from Nikkei. Some pillows from Nikkei. And then they have a section of the store that is all secondhand Blu-ray stuff. And if you're not familiar with buying secondhand Blu-rays and buying secondhand things in Japan in general, Japanese people take very good care of collector's items, which Blu-rays of course are. So when you buy stuff used, it's pretty much as good as buying it new in any other country. So all of this stuff was pretty good deals, especially when you consider how expensive Blu-rays can be. Like they've got all the Lico Rico Blu-rays there. And any one of these Blu-ray things can easily cost like 70 bucks. So to get them all together for like a decent price is pretty good. After the Rain there. I think I see Sakura Wars down there, Bleach. They had a ton of stuff over here. Bokutachi no Remake, which is one of my favorite shows from 2021, I think. Wish we would get a second season of that. Love After World Domination. Highly recommend everybody check that one out. One of the better romances out there for sure. Nagatoro, Ochifuru, and Overlord. There's a lot of stuff here. But they also had a lot of secondhand CDs for Love Live songs and the Love Live subunits and the groups as a whole. But the prices were kind of crazy, like 5,500 yen for a CD, 6,600 yen. And keep in mind, these are secondhand too. So that's not even how much it costs brand new. Thought that was a little excessive for some music you could access over Apple Music. But some people do collect that stuff. There's this cool doujinshi section. There's a whole doujinshi section, which we're going to get into in a little bit, but this was kind of a little taste of it there. You had some Saber stuff. The video game section, of course, you had your PS5s, your Switches, some more Blu-rays. These were the individual ones as opposed to the box sets that we saw earlier. They had a whole section full of this stuff. Now here's the doujinshi stuff for girls. Like I said, definitely felt like this store had a ton of girls in there who were shopping, especially in this section for obvious reasons. There's your JJK stuff. looks like Haikyuu there. Now, there was some pretty not suitable for work stuff here, which I'm going to show a little bit of it, but sadly, YouTube won't let me show everything. I had to censor a lot of this stuff. But yeah, they got everything. Any type of fetish you got, any type of in hentai tag that you're looking for, it was here. It was here in the flesh. And it's not just younger people who were here. There was literally a guy who looked like he was 70 years old who was on his knees going through everything in here. So don't feel bad. Physical editions of pretty much every visual novel you could think of. Looks like Grisea there. A lot of this stuff I looked up on X Hentai, No Shame in My Game, and was able to see the CGs from it. Because I don't even know anybody who still has a physical CD drive on their PC these days. Most cases don't even come with it. But some in Japan must, because some of these releases are actually pretty recent, like 2018, 2019. Now, outside of porn stuff, you do have regular games in Animate that you can buy secondhand. That's my bag there, by the way. You can see how much stuff I was carrying around. Some regular visual novel stuff, like the Gotobin visual novel, which I was kind of tempted to get, even though I've never watched the anime. I thought there might be a little fan service in there, but it looked like it was kind of rated G or rated E, whatever it is, for everybody to be able to play a game. So I passed on that. Now in Japan, the PS Vita is still very big. So they had a lot of PS Vita titles. There was a UUU visual novel there, which I didn't even know there was a visual novel for that series. Sega Saturn, and a bunch of other gaming stuff in this section. There's a ReZero visual novel for the PS Vita, apparently, that I had never heard of. Kimetsu no Yaiba for the PS4, and Atelier Riza 2, I think that is. Tsukihime, a really good deal right there on the collector's edition of that. Obviously, it probably doesn't come with all the goodies that you would normally get, but still a good deal. Back over to this Love Live section. At this point, I was getting a little tired in here, by the way, because I was carrying around a massive bag. But I just want to show you how crazy these prices are for Love Live merchandise in Japan. Like, you saw that Samiri acrylic stand there for like 20 bucks. Even the prize figures I thought were a little expensive considering their prize figures. But it's pretty clear that Sunrise at least factors the majority of their profit in from selling merchandise. So they definitely tax on a lot of this stuff. Even secondhand, these prices were a little ridiculous, like $4,400 for that there. Can't really see it. I love my girls, but hell, I'd rather even spend money on the gacha game rather than spending it on that. Seems like that provide more value. A lot of other knickknacks in here, plushies, every type of Love Live or Idol merch you could imagine was in here. $2,700 for these. That's ridiculous. Get out of here. They had this cool section of used book sets. You could buy the entire series of things for a used price. Like, this is Isekai Neisan, which is another one of the most underrated shows from this year, and a series that I really want to pick up. You could get the whole series for like 5,500 yen. It's like 10 volumes, so you're paying like 500 yen for that, which I thought was really cool. This part of Animate was La Shinbang, by the way. The one in Akihabara didn't have a La Shinbang in it at all. So I don't know if that's just unique to Osaka or if the other Animates have that. I've only been to the two to be able to compare. But these were some really good deals. And they also had single volumes of light novels and manga as well that you could pick up bunch reduced. Like this Tokyo Revengers here for 280 yen, which is like $1.50. Really good deal. Bunch of other stuff that was cheap. Oshinoko Volume 11, which y'all saw me pick up earlier. You could get it really cheap in here. And a bunch of other kind of miscellaneous series. It was just interesting seeing how cheap these are. Personally, I prefer to buy my stuff brand new. So I don't mind paying a little more, especially because it's cheap in Japan anyway. But if you're on a budget, it's a good idea. So you can see how much I spent there. So I headed out of Animate, and then it was time to head over to Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya is a figure company, but they also sell a bunch of other anime stuff in there. A lot of figures. They're known for figures. I've got a couple of them, particularly their Evangelion stuff. They had a cool KyoAni section. Really like that. That was a nice touch. You don't see a lot of KyoAni merch because they don't really license their stuff out that much. Some cool Lucky Star. A cool Ghibli section. Now, at the time of recording this video, I actually had never seen a Ghibli film. That's now changed because I saw the recent Miyazaki film when I was in Fukuoka. But at the time, I hadn't seen anything. But if you are a big fan of Ghibli, like, I really think you'll appreciate this section here. There's a ton of cool stuff. It's themed with the leaves and stuff. A lot of cool merchandise here. And then you've got these cool PlayStation little lights, which I was kind of tempted to get. Passed on them though. I don't know what series she's from, but she's hot. Some Bocchi the Rock stuff down here. Shingeki no Kyojin. And this is what I know Kotobukiya to be good with. That Evangelion figure right there. Actually, I have it. That Rei. And they had a bunch of other Evangelion stuff here as well, including this really funny Anta Baka shirt for Osaka's stance. I left out of there and went over to Gamers. And basically the difference with Gamers and the other stores is that this one definitely focuses on idols and cute girls in general, as we're gonna see when we go in here. First thing I saw was this Love Live Days magazine, which I used to get every month, but I don't anymore. Picked up that one because it had Yohane on the cover. And then they have a popular section here, which you can see is mainly girls on the cover. It's definitely female protagonists or aimed at girls. You got Power Bikome there. I really wanted to get this Precure postcard book, but I passed on it because it was like 2,400 yen, and I've been regretting it ever since I left Japan. I will definitely get that next time I'm in Japan next year. A lot of series that I didn't recognize they had. I don't know what any of these are about. A lot of cute girls though. So as I said before, Gamers, it seems to me anyway that they specialize in a lot of idol stuff. So when you first walk in the store, you'll see a ton of idol CDs. You'll see a bunch of Love Live and Bandari stuff, Hollow Live, Oshinoko, of course, which is probably the most popular non-Love Live thing going on right now in the idol world. Project Sekai. I actually had never heard of Project Sekai until pretty recently. I apparently didn't know it was a gacha game, but it's apparently pretty popular. Colors, never heard of that. Some other Project Sekai and stage stuff. And then here you can see some of the CDs that I was talking about. Girls on Panzer, that Freewind magazine, I picked that up already in Tokyo. Some Hollow Live things. I've recently got into watching Hollow Live, by the way, particularly, was it Shigure Ui? Loli Ga Requiem song? She got me into Hollow Live. I had sworn off ever watching VTubers, but that was just too good, so I had to. Bocchi the Rock stuff. This was really calling my name all trip. I should have got some Bocchi stuff. I am so excited for the new Love Live girls too, by the way. I love that cardboard cutout. So here's some of the CDs that I was talking about. When you first walk in the store, they've got some Love Live stuff. Because Yohane had just finished, the Yohane spinoff had just finished at that point, they had a lot of spinoff soundtrack stuff. And looks like some EliteAlice stuff there as well. Yohane is so cute, by the way. All right, so they've got a little merchandise section as well at the back of the store where they've got a lot of Love Live merchandise. But as we found out in the earlier videos and earlier in this video, Love Live merchandise for some reason is extremely overpriced. Somebody will have to explain to me what the science is behind it. I guess because it's niche. Well, I don't know, because idols are a lot more popular in Japan. So yeah, somebody will just have to tell me. Umu Musume stuff there. I've never seen Umu Musume, but I really need to check it out. The girls are so cute, and I see them on Japanese Twitter all the time. Assault Lily, it was cool to see stuff from this. One of the most underrated shows of 2020, I think it came out. A lot of good Yuri vibes in there, and I missed that show. D4 DJ, Some Bandari stuff. More Bandari. I've never seen Bandari either. I need to watch it. I know I'm such a fake Idol fan. I've only seen Love Live really. And Shine Posts and the other things, but not the big franchises. More Gotoban stuff. Hoshitele, which is another one of my favorite shows from this season. Highly recommend everybody check that out. Some more Mega Man Terrace stuff. Had acrylic stands for all the girls. And then they had this cool Tenten Kekme merchandise section with some really cute keychains. That was kind of a crazy price on a keychain, I'm not gonna lie. 13 bucks. Got some more merchandise down here. They had a cool Slime 300 Nen. I think that's a little poster of some sort with the light novel art, which is so good. Some Data Live merchandise. This was actually the first time I had seen Data Live merchandise in Japan. So I'm not sure how popular it is right now because the light novels did end. So that might have accounted for some of that. SAO art there. Some Albuta art. And then you've got the Kanokari girls down here. And this mommy poster looks so cute, man. I don't care what nobody says, man. Best girl. I love my toxic women. Got some more keychains of the girls here. That mommy keychain was really cute. I think I bought that. I'm not sure though. Bunch of other stuff here. The Wada Yuri girls. One of the best Yuri shows out there. Or at least one of the best Yuri mangas. The anime didn't really get to the great stuff yet. Strike the Blood. On my poster. I think I got that one already from the Ami Ami store in Tokyo, actually. K from Yozitsu. The light novel art. Ichinose as well, who just really went off in volume 10, year 2 of Yozitsu that we just got. So her stocks are at an all-time high right now. I love this Bokuyaba bag there. And they also got one for Megami Terrace. And then they had this cool section with the Yohane spin-off game, which actually just came out on Steam, and I need to play it. But they had some cool pre-order bonuses going on for that. Now back to their new release section. I just realized that was Berserker Gluttony there, which I should have picked up. Takamine-san's tights. I need to get back into that. I haven't read it in a while. But yeah, their little manga section was a lot smaller. So I headed out of there. I had a lot of stuff in my hands already. I was kind of done with light novel shopping. So it's time for some figure shopping. But before we do that, I saw this little bargain bin store. They had some really cheap stuff out front. So I went in and the prices inside did not match what I saw outside at all. They had a lot of B2 wall scrolls that were kind of expensive in my opinion. Like you saw that Magi Reko one for 4,400 yen. It's kind of crazy. This Roshidure one is really cute though. I think that's a clear file. I still don't understand what you do with clear files, by the way. Are they folders or what? Anyway, a ton of maid cafes in Denden Town as well. You can see definitely way more chill. I went into Yellow Submarine, which they specialize in a lot of card stuff. So you're going to see in here a ton of cards for a series that I didn't even know did cards. Like obviously you have your Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon stuff, but they've got stuff from anime like Gundam here. Like you're seeing, I didn't even know Gundam had trading cards. A ton of Gundam stuff actually. They had an entire section dedicated to it. Series like One Piece. I think they even had some Naruto trading cards. You see One Piece there. They also had a lot of prize figures down here. Sadly, no scales in Yellow Submarine. A ton of prize figures though. This Rem one is really cute. Pretty cheap as well. Now you did have an upstairs, but there wasn't much up there, so I didn't really waste time going. I went back to Animate and picked up Deki Neko and a couple other things, and somehow I ended up getting this cup, which I had no intention of getting. It's passed by K-Books, but we got enough books. This porn shop as well. Yes, that is a porn shop. Time to go into Mandarake. We went into Mandarake in Akihabara, but let's see how Denden Town compares to it. So like everything in Denden Town, there's not a lot of tourists in the Mandarake here. It was definitely a lot more chill. There was a few European people, but for the most part, it was just me and a few other locals and a couple tourists. The store is just as dark as Tokyo though. They really need to improve the lighting in here. But a ton of figures as you'd expect for pretty much every series, a bunch of ReZero stuff. I really need to get that Rem birthday one there. I love that the maid who recently showed up at my house or something. I like that figure. This Tola of Rue figure is also really beautiful. I just love the details on her dress there. We've got Jabril from No Game No Life. Don't know where that figure is from. That's a hot figure. This Skasaha figure, I really want that bunny. And then here's my biggest thing of the night, this Gadoka figure. I was tempted to get it, but sadly she's got a lot of problems with leaning over time, so I passed on it. But it was really cool to see her in person because I've only seen her in YouTube videos. You got some other figures up here from various series. That Goddess Asuna figure, if you're an Asuna fan, it's a pretty good deal. And then we've got a collection of series from other stuff. So I headed upstairs because there wasn't a lot in terms of figures from Mandarake that I was interested in. They have a really big library of manga, mainly used and secondhand manga. So if you want to get some cheap manga, this is a good place to go into. You can see how big it is. And all of these sections are full of manga. Of course, the escalator was out, so I didn't bother going upstairs. Got ready to wrap things up because I was getting tired, and I headed out into the streets of Denden Town. As you can see, a lot more quiet and just chill. Here's the Mahoka cup that I picked up, by the way. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a long one. There was a lot of stuff that we checked out today. We checked out Animate, Gamers, La Shinbang, Yellow Submarine, as well as Mandarake Denden Town. And my overall thoughts about Denden Town is that it is a lot more chill than Akihabara. It seems like it's more aimed towards actual otaku as opposed to tourists, which Akihabara is. There's not the bright lights of Akihabara. There's not a ton of people trying to get you to come in shops and whatnot. You do have maid cafes, but even the maids are a lot more chill compared to Tokyo. And it seems like it just really personifies the vibes of Kansai in general, which is a lot more chill than Tokyo and the Kanto region. So I definitely think if you just want to go anime shopping and you want to pick up stuff, Denden Town, if you're in the area, you can't go wrong. And yeah, let me know what y'all thought. If there was anything cool you saw, or if any series that I talked about you're reading that I didn't know, feel free to let me know. Peace.